you can. So to make sure that you can see me. So it's a standing routine today, which I have here just so I don't forget on my moves. So we don't need any equipment. You don't even need a mat. And in fact, I would suggest that you don't use a mat, particularly if you're anything like me and your balance is challenged in any way, shape, or form. So if you need any support with your balance work, you can either use a wall or you can hold on to a chair and just use the back of the chair to help you balance. But other than that, I would say if balance is something that you struggle to do, then a good idea is to actually just to practice balancing by actually just balancing. So just take it slowly. Don't worry about how many repetitions that you do, and then just really take it from there. Anyway, we started late, so let's get started. We'll start stand up nice and tall. I'm going to go side on. Shoulders down by your side, and just make sure your feet are about hips distance apart, so not wide. I always think about it as my heels being in line with my cheekbones. Up nice and tall, take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, tilt your chin towards your chest and then come into your roll down. So you're allowing the spine to unstack one piece at a time. The arms, head and chest are hanging heavy. Top of the head is aiming down towards the floor and your knees are soft. So trying to push into the back of the knees too much. Take an inhale here. And then exhale. Restacking the spine. So I'm rebuilding my spine by tucking the tailbone under. My lower spine is restacking. And then the rest of the spine just restacks up one piece at a time. We'll go again. Inhale. Exhale. Chin towards your chest. Unstack the spine down and forward. Just be mindful here not to push into the backs of your heels. At the bottom here, just allow the back of the neck to be nice and long. Allow the arms to hang. Breathe in. And then exhale. Push the hips forward. Restack the spine. Head floats up on top last. We're going to go one more time. So breathing in. Exhale, chin towards your chest. Make sure that you're rounding the spine up and over. So try and create some space between your face and your thighs. As I said, keep the knees soft and just try not to push back into your heels. Keep the weight of the body kind of center over both arches of the feet. And then restack the spine. All the way up. Head floats up on top last. This time we're going to take the hands, interlace the fingers, hold on to the back of the head. Shoulders away from ears. I'm going to bring my legs out slightly wider, shoulders away from ears. Now I just want you to lengthen out of your waist. So this is us sinking into our waist and this is us lengthening all the way out of the waist. We're going to tilt over to our right, really push the left foot into the floor. You're going to keep the right elbow still, but the left elbow is going to fold in. Just the left elbow folds in. We open that left elbow back up to the ceiling. And then we bring ourselves nice and upright again. We go the same the other side, so tilting over to your left. And try and stay the shoulders facing forward here. Try not to twist. And then that top elbow folds down or folds in. Open that top elbow up, nice and wide. And then come back into center one more time each side, so tilting over. Top elbow folds in. Elbow opens up. And we come all the way up to standing. One more time here on the left. Elbow tilts in. Top elbow, bottom elbow stay still. And then we come up. Here's another change. So we tilt over to our right again. This time we're going to bring that top elbow in, and now we're going to allow the upper spine to rotate and look down towards the floor. As much as I can, I'm keeping my hips facing forward. With your eye line in your spine, you're going to look along your floor, here over to my right, and I'm going to keep looking along the floor. I'm going to look up the wall. I'm going to continue with the spine, the eyes, the face, looking up towards the ceiling, and I'm going to come all the way into center. So just take that into a range of movement that feels safe And good. So we tilt over to the left. First of all, right foot pushes into the floor. Top elbow folds down. The chest looks down towards the floor. The eyes, the face looks down to the floor on the left here. And we just follow with the spine, looking along the floor, up the wall, up the ceiling, all the way up, and then into center. One more time each side. So tilting over to your right. Top elbow folds in. You look down towards the floor. Try and keep the hips still as possible. They are going to move. And then again, reaching with the spine, looking with the eyes, up the wall. Try not to push the hips back. That's it. And then into center. Oh, it feels good. And then last one here to the left. Top elbow looks down towards the floor. Follow. Now I'm thinking about the chest reaching, spine reaching as I look up the wall, up to the ceiling, and then back into center. Well done. So we're going into a balance sequence now. It's one leg, do one side then the other. I'm going to slightly just tilt this so you can see a little bit more of my legs, so you can get an idea where my feet are. So my feet are bare, by the way, because that's easier for you to get balance if your feet are bare. If you've got socks on, it might make it more challenging for you to balance. So I would advise taking your socks off if you can, if that's okay for the floor that you're on. Hardwood flooring is going to be easier than carpeted floor. Let's get going. So stand up nice and tall. Lean over to, let's start on the left. So lean over to your left. So now my left leg is my supporting leg. I'm going to slightly bend my left knee, not massively. It's a very, very slight bend. You can barely see it. And I'm going to lift out of this left side of the waist. So I'm lifted as tall as I can out of that left hip. Now this right foot is going to float off the floor. It's going to come out to the side. And we're going to bring it into center one. Keep lifted. 2. And back in. Now don't bring it so high that the hip hikes. Just lengthen out and back. I think this is 4. And this is where you might want the chair. And I have notes with my hands. Let's do 2 more. We'll go to 8. And then 1 more. The leg comes in. If you need to take a break here. Otherwise, we're bringing the leg forward. And I'm taking the leg back. I'm trying to keep my torso upright. So I don't want to be swinging backwards and forwards here. I'm really just trying to allow this movement to come from the hip and the leg. That's 2. So the leg's coming forward, forward. And then back, back. Keep that knee on the supporting leg nice and soft. Got 4 more from here. Stay lifted out of the spine. Ooh, this bit gets tricky now. Okay. On this last one here, you're going to bring the leg all the way forward. You're going to take the leg back and you're going to hold the leg back there. Now, just again, make sure that we're not sinking into our waist. Keep your kneecap on the supporting leg over the first 2 toes. And you're going to pulse the leg back 8 times. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, we're going to come up to standing. Shake out your supporting leg. Nice. Same sequence on the other side. We've got to do both sides. So up nice and tall. The good news is we only have to do 2 sides. So up nice and tall. Slightly lean in to put your support into your right leg. Soften that right knee. Lengthen out of that right hip. Lifting the leg off the floor. So stay nice and lifted. Left leg comes out to the side and in. We've got 8 of these. 2. Relax your shoulders. 3. Stay lengthened. 4. Don't let the rib cage push forward. 5. 6. 7. Stay lifted. And 8. Leg comes in. I'm keeping my foot off the floor, I promise. And then we bring the leg forward and back. Trying to keep the upper body might swing forward and back a little bit, but trying to minimize that. This is 3, I believe. Knee soft on this right leg. 4 more. Ooh, hello. You have to concentrate. Last one. Bringing the leg forward, bringing the leg back. Before we start pulsing, can we just fix up our posture, lifting out of that right hip, pulse the leg back 8 times. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. And then we shake off the standing leg. A bit of a stretchier move here. So we're going to take the arms out to side, legs a little bit wider. Toes are all still facing forward. You're going to rotate to your left. You're going to bring your right hand down to the inside of your left ankle. Back arm just lifts. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Try not to push back into your heels. We come up lifted. We're still on this diagonal. And then we come into center. Same the other side. I'm going to shuffle forward a tiny bit. So we're going to rotate to the right. This is called the saw. So you saw down, the left hand comes to the inside of your right ankle, opposite hand to opposite inside ankle. We lift, 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 and then come into center. So rotate left, right hand inside of the left ankle. I'm doing so well, my left and rights today. Can we just recognize this? And then we lift. This is rare. And then into center. Again, twisting to the right, left hand inside of the right ankle. That right arm behind you just reaches away. Don't think about that back arm too much. I just want you to feel a reach between the two hands. One more time each side. So last time to the left, reaching down. So as we reach down, try not to push the hips back. Reach down and forward. Come up on your diagonal. In through center. Last one here, twisting. Reaching down. As I check my notes, up on your diagonal. And in through center, coming all the way down. So back into a little bit more balance-ish work. We are going to be using 2 feet on the floor on this one. We're going to be doing some heel lifts. I might just bring the camera down so you can see more of my feet, lucky you. But what we want to make sure here is that I'll go forward actually. So as we lift the ankles, we don't want to see these ankles roll out. So I'll just keep it so that you can see what my ankles are doing. Try, if you don't need to come up too high up onto your toes, don't. So just come up as high as you need to. So for this one, probably hands on hips probably works. We're going to have the feet as close together as we can. They don't need to touch. And then from here, you're going to lift up onto your toes. So lift your heels so that you're lifting up onto your toes. Just think about the front of your ankles always facing forward. We'll come all the way back down. Rib cage drawing back towards the back of the body. And then we lift. So you'll notice that what might happen is that you might find that as you're lifting, your ankles start to roll out. So this will be a not so controlled one. If my ankle's rolling out, we want the ankles facing forward. Keep going. Move at your own pace. Just feel the movement here and feel how high you need to take this. Just think about having that control. Okay. So for this moment, we've been bringing both heels all the way back down to the floor. Option 2 is to come up to lifted. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. And then bring it so your heels are just hovering off the floor. And then lift again. Hovering off the floor. So I think about just opening out the front of my ankles as I try and show you with my hands here. So I think about front of my ankles trying to push forward. Ooh, and then I hover my heels off the floor. So try not to, as the ankles start to roll. 2 things you can do here if you need to practice this another time. And I probably should say at the beginning, you could place a tennis ball between your ankles. Keep going. Or if you still have your blue ball, if you wanted to, if you found that the ankles keep rolling, you could do this with the blue ball. That will help the ankles stay together. So that's an option there for you as well. Let's do 3 more. 3. 2. Hovering. 1. And all the way down. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, chin towards chest, just come into your roll down. Just going to do 1 roll down here, just to give ourselves a little break before we come back into some more heel lifts. Restack the spine. Okay, slight change in this next one. Don't worry, you can't see my head, you don't need to. So we're going to have the elbows folded out in front of us again. If you want to, chair, wall, if you need that support. we're going to lift the heels. Keep the heels lifted. You're going to bend your knees. Now, what I want to make sure of here is that I'm not pushing my rib cage forward. My rib cage is sending back. My navel is slightly drawing my belly button in towards my spine. And then we're going to lift up and then lower the heels. So we come up onto our toes. Stay lifted onto our toes. Bend the knees out in front of you, just to wherever you need to take it. Bring yourself all the way up. Heels are still lifted. And then lower the heels down. Keep going. Do 3 more. 3. Last 2. Just to show you. And you're going to do 1 more here. Lifting. Bending knees. Lengthening up. And coming all the way down. You're seeing more of my feet now, so I want to show you this next move. So just shake out the legs if you need to, because we're going back into our heel lifts. Okay, this time we lift up onto our toes. We bend our knees. My arms are just here just to help me balance. Try and keep the ankles facing forward. With the knees bent now, you're going to drop the heels down to the floor and lift 1. Drop down to the floor, lift 2. Try and keep the knees bent. 3, rib cage not pushing forward. 4, 5, 6, 2 more. 7, I'm trying to keep the height of the body consistent. Nice, and then placing the feet down and coming all the way up. Do 1 more roll down here. So inhaling, exhale, chin towards the chest, unstacking the spine, coming down and forward. Hi. And then rolling all the way up to standing. We're coming into spine twist. So a lot of the moves that you do on the mat, they can translate to standing. I love doing standing work because it means we don't have to get our mats out and we don't need as much space to do standing. So for spine twist, I'm going to bring the arms out to the side, legs out slightly wide as you feel comfortable, shoulders away from the ears. Now we want the hips to stay still. You're going to rotate to your left and then come into center. So my arms stay in line with my shoulders. I twist to the right now, so we're alternating, and then come forward. As I twist to my left, my arms don't move at all. They're just moving with my torso. The hands stay in line with my shoulder. And then we twist to the right and into center. Keep drawing the rib cage back, navel draws in, twist to the left. And center, and then 1 more here to the right. And we have our last challenge, our last balance challenge, and come into center, coming all the way down with the arms. So this is a variation of the double leg stretch. Of course, we're standing, so we're not going to be able to lift both feet off the floor. We do 1 at a time. So just to check your balance, let's come onto our left leg and then hug the right thigh in towards your body. And then you're going to place that foot all the way down. Do the same on the left thigh. Left leg comes up. Hug the thigh towards you as opposed to you towards the thigh. So bring the leg towards you. And then leg comes back down, okay? If you struggle with the balance there, chair, wall, you know the drill. So we'll go together now. We're doing everything on one side, then the same on the other side. So left leg comes up, knee hugs in towards the body. Now, as you take your foot down, your leg down, you reach the leg out behind you and you reach the arms up towards the ceiling. And lift the chest here as well. And then arms come down, knee comes up. My foot is flat onto the floor, of course, on the left side. Hug the leg in. Reach the leg out behind you. Find that control. You can place the foot down and then continue to lift the chest. Now, if you really wanted to, you can also do the same move without placing the foot onto the floor, which I'm not going to do today. But you have that option if you want it. This is number 3. Foot comes down, or hovers off the floor behind you. If you've got that champion balance, go for it. Hug the leg in with control. with control. Ooh. And then this is the last on this side. And this is my good side, so there we are. Well done. Let's shake out the supporting leg. Same on the other side. So this is now, I've just hugged the right leg in towards me. Now I'm going to hug the left leg in towards me. So I'll go facing forward on this one. So left thigh hugs in. So what I'm trying to do here, I'm not trying to hike any hip, nice and lifted. Foot comes down up behind you. I place the foot onto the floor and I continue to lift the chest up towards the ceiling. I bring the arms down. My knee comes towards me. I try and lift as high as I can by myself. Then I hug it in. I desperately try to stay upright. So this is good. We're really challenging our proprioception here, so the way that we can hold our body in space, our balance, and all our little stabilizer muscles in our ankles. Little muscles that we just sort of forget about day to day, but they're so important. Everything works together at the end of the day, doesn't it? Okay. Not doing badly, I can't lie. One more. Leg comes high up as it can by itself. Then hug the leg in. Then reach the leg back with control. If you want to, you can hover the foot off the floor. That's not me today. And then we lift the chest and we come up into center. Well done. We're just going to finish off with some roll downs and then we are good to go. And we are done with that. So the roll down is going to help us stretch out as well. So up nice and tall, out of breath. And then exhale, chin towards chest, rolling down, rolling down, rolling down and forward. Restacking the spine. And again, exhale, chin towards your chest. And we're trying to roll up and over. Knees are soft. Shoulders relaxed. Back of the neck, is long. Last piece here, just a slight change on this last one. So chin towards chest, rolling down and forward. This time you're going to roll down as far as you can. So you're going to bend your knees as much as you need to so you can place the hands onto the floor comfortably. So we want the fingertips onto the floor here. Top of the head is looking down towards the floor. And then from here, you're just going to straighten out or try to straighten out the back of your right knee. So just try and straighten the right leg as much as you can and then bend the knee back in. Left knee straightens and bends in. This is a stretch, and so just take this to where it feels good. We don't want stretches to feel too intense. They should feel like they're doing something beneficial. Well, all should really. Last time with the right knee. Last time with the left. And then just to finish off, we're going to fold over the forearms. Can you see? So you're going to fold over the forearms like this, top of the head looking down towards the floor, and then just twist from side to side. And then come into center, deep inhale here, and then exhale. Restack the spine, coming all the way up. Head floats up on top last, and you're all done. Well done, everyone, and thank you so much for joining. I will see you next week. Take care.